Welcome to Intuitive Astrology with Molly McCord. Thank you so much for joining me today as we're going to take a look at the astrological energies from November 17th until November 24th, where over the next week we have a lot of big energies unfolding as we will have the Taurus Lunar Eclipse on November 19th at 3:57 a.m. That is Eastern Time. We're also going to see the Sun enter Sagittarius on November 21st, and then Mercury will enter Sagittarius on November 24th. So we will be feeling these Sagittarius energies over the next week. And we also have the personal planets interacting with the outer planets, which is always significant for how we are understanding the bigger shifts that are underway. And that's because the personal planets connect to our personal energy fields, whereas the outer planets are about collective energies, changes, and shifts. And the outer planets hold a higher consciousness. So over this next week, there is a lot of elevation. There's many energies that are asking us to be very clear in what we're shifting, how we're changing, and to stay open to this next level of energies that are coming in during eclipse season. Now, the eclipse energies are significant in this current cycle because they're both working with cosmic energy fields. The eclipse on November 19th at 27 degrees of Taurus is conjunct the Pleiadian star system, which is composed of over 800 stars that are millions of light years away. And yet when we have an eclipse that interacts directly with this energy field, it is very big activations and very strong energies. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that in today's show. And then the eclipse coming up on December 4th is at 12 degrees of Sagittarius, and it is conjunct the Great Attractor, which is a very deep, intense energy field that connects us to other galaxies and other energy fields that, again, is light years away. So both eclipses are working directly with cosmic energies, opening up our own consciousness and our own potentials, and bringing up what we are ready to move into next. So these are very significant energies. And because of that, you could be feeling it physically. You could already be feeling these energies that are interacting with our physical bodies, as well as our energetic and emotional bodies. So you could be feeling very hungry or have no appetite. You could be very thirsty. You could feel like you can't sleep at night, like there's a restlessness pulsing through your veins. There could be very big activations of more of your spiritual gifts and intuitive energies also while you're sleeping. So this could be where you're having very vivid dreams. You could feel like you're traveling to other experiences, other timelines, other energy fields. There could be a sense that you don't really sleep at all, that you go to bed, but you wake up feeling like you've been busy all night. There could be the energy of sudden exhaustion, where you're just all of a sudden tired at 1 p.m. in the afternoon and you're ready to go to sleep for 12 years. So these energies are very big and they work with us and they throw us off of our normal routine. They require us to continually check in with our bodies, with ourselves, and ask what we need. Do you need more grounding foods? Do you need more water? Do you need more rest? Do you need more time alone simply to clear your energy field or to do some type of grounding exercises or practice? This is going to be part of our ongoing self-care over the next number of weeks. And in fact, what they've been showing me is that part of this eclipse period is so significant because it is upgrading us, which again is taking us out of our routines or things that we accepted as normal. So you could be establishing a new habit or daily pattern that matches what you need now, where maybe you're eating more throughout the day, or perhaps you're realizing that you have to adjust your sleep schedule. This is where the energies are going to continue to work with us significantly, and it's being very conscious and aware of how we're taking care of ourselves. I'm also seeing this energy as supporting us in the timeline jumps, in the energies of moving into a new energetic reality that is in closer alignment with where you're at right now, where you could even feel yourself shifting into a new experience, new understandings, a new sense of, this is where I need to spend my time and energy because this is what calls to me now. And over this eclipse period, these energies feel very big. I feel a lot of timeline shifts for many people where you move into something that is a better fit for your energy, and you're no longer interested or called to anything else that previously seemed important, where all of a sudden you could just drop something and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not interested in this anymore because it's not in alignment with your energy. And part of this timeline shift feels like a stronger connection with the future self that's in the current reality. But I'm seeing it as the future self is now in a certain timeline that you're connecting with, and there is a lessening of the gap, so to speak. It looks like time is condensed or the distance is shortened. It has this overlay to it. Like there's this overlay of energies coming in, and that's what we're integrating. That's what feels different, but that's what's also rising us up to a new level of energetic experiences. So over these next number of weeks, you could have some really clear messages. And I also feel like these energies are strongly activating your intuition, your spiritual gifts, your psychic abilities, your connection to energetic realms that you can't see, but you're very much in contact with. And there could be this sudden knowingness, these quick understandings. It's like a lightning bolt of a message or answer or something that happens very fast. And it resonates so strongly that you just feel it or you just know it's true. And this can happen in very small ways. This can relate to something that you're no longer wanting to eat or do or practice. And it's something that maybe you've been considering for a while, and all of a sudden it's easy to go cold turkey and just be done with it. That's how fast these energies are working, where it's like you could hold something in your hand one day and then put it down and be completely done with it the next day. This is a rapid change. And what it's showing you is how far you've come, how much you've elevated, how much you've healed. It's also showing us where the energies are very fresh and new, and there's less karma. And that's what I'm feeling too, is that there's been so much that's been cleared out that we are releasing anything that has energy trails or energy cords to what you've outgrown. And it's going to feel easier if you're willing to do so, if you're willing to truly be done with something. So it feels like this energy is taking us further, higher, lighter, brighter, because everything that has been karmically completed and cleared out has created an opening, and it's in those openings that the new energies are coming in and upgrading our systems, and we're definitely feeling it. It can help to remember it's an upgrade, that there are improvements being made, and that this energy is supporting you, especially during those periods of time when the energy might feel heavier or as if it's slowing you down. But this is where we're learning new navigation tools and we're trusting our bodies. So getting out of the mind, getting out of where you've overly relied upon how you've always done things, and instead go to your body consciousness as well as your emotional body for information, feedback, messages. What do you need right now to take care of yourself? And this is going to be an ongoing theme for us as we continue moving through this decade. So these energy waves are ongoing, and maybe you've already come to expect them. Like you already know there's going to be big energy periods and how that will feel or show up for you. because I am seeing this as a 24-hour energy where the incoming energy fields are happening more quickly, more rapidly, more regularly. And it's not just when we're asleep or just when we're awake. So keep in mind that there could be some new things you need to put in place for your sleeping habits to give your brain that deep rest it needs and it craves, especially with all the stimuli that we are feeling and sensing right now. So this is very pertinent during eclipse season, but keep in mind it is going to be ongoing, and this is showing us more of our own energetic needs and how we have to prioritize taking care of ourselves. Now, as I'm doing this show today, Wednesday, November 17th, we have a strong energy with Mars in Scorpio opposing Uranus retrograde in Taurus at 12 degrees. And I have been talking about this energy for a few weeks now, as the opposition between Mars and Uranus can be quite dynamic. It's where the energies can be wildly chaotic at times, and where you could have some random experiences, quote unquote random, that are showing you something you needed to see, know, or understand. This is also a very intense energy around our physical bodies and what we're feeling and sensing. That opposition between Mars, which is how you assert yourself, how you go for what you want. It is associated with masculine energies and expressions. It's about the physical body. It's a healthy ego and a healthy sense of self. When it's opposing Uranus in Taurus, you're seeing something outside of you that's giving you some kind of jolt, sudden understanding, breakthrough, even a higher message. And that's because Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, the messenger planet. So this is where the Mars energy is receiving some type of higher understanding around what you want, what you don't want, what you're breaking out of or breaking free from, and you could feel this physically. So this is a very dynamic energy that also asks us to be careful, slow down when needed, don't be too impulsive or act too quickly. You don't want to sprain an ankle, you don't want to hurt any part of your body, and that can happen when we're not conscious of our own movements. So this energy can bring about unexpected developments that bring up a choice point or something that you're no longer wanting or needing. This energy can also help with any type of deeper fear or transformation that you're moving through that you're ready to shift and elevate. That's because Mars is in Scorpio, and this is the energy of a deep sea diver, really going into the depths of the underworld and looking at what is lurking underneath the surface. This is where there could be something in yourself that is rising up to the surface that you're seeing or understanding. This could be a fear, a subconscious fear that's been operating in your psyche. This could be any number of things that you're connecting with, and you could see it quickly or suddenly, because it is a fast-moving energy. So just stay aware of that in your own consciousness, especially on November 17th and 18th. Then on the 18th, we have Mercury in Scorpio trining Neptune retrograde in Pisces at 20 degrees, and Venus in Capricorn trining Uranus retrograde in Taurus at 12 degrees. So what is happening here as we build up to this eclipse is that our personal energies are feeling this rewiring, but in a supportive way, in a way that opens up new energies flowing in, higher understandings, higher messages, and also the sense around what is intuitively calling to you or coming through from your higher self, from external energy sources. This could be that you're feeling more openings to your spirit guides, to universal messages, to something that is energetically supporting your transformation at this time. This energy feels very supportive, but also eye-opening, where there could be a realization here. There could be something that's rising up within you that maybe you've been pushing away or denying or not wanting to really look at. This energy feels like there's something you're meant to really understand and connect with in yourself that could be new. And then I'm feeling the energy move into the heart chakra, and it's opening up and expanding something around the energies of the heart chakra, which is really strong during the eclipse, with the eclipse being at 27 degrees of Taurus and connecting to our sense of self-love, self-acceptance, and self-worth. So there's energetic rewirings here in the heart chakra, and it looks like this really beautiful mandala where it's almost like a kaleidoscope of energies. And it could be that this mandala is formed through multiple lifetimes of different heart experiences. And it feels like it's connecting to a bigger definition of love, love for self, that then reverberates into love for others, love for all. And of course, within a mandala, there's repeating patterns, repeating shapes and colors and different things that create this new cohesive whole. So it feels like whatever you've been recalibrating, reprogramming, healing, learning, especially related to anything with the heart chakra, that is being deeply energized at this time, but with new energies. So if you were to visualize a mandala with its beautiful shapes and symmetry and harmony and all the things that create this sacred geometry, there's almost like these new outlines of light that coming in that is infiltrating any of those lower energies that have been stuck. So how can I explain this? It looks like the energy of the heart chakra is deeply shifting and changing, but it's working with you. It's working with the experiences you've had across multiple lifetimes. It's working with an acceptance of what you've been through, and it's creating a new pattern. Okay, so that's the kaleidoscope. So you know how the kaleidoscope shifts a little bit and it creates a new pattern? That's the energy I'm seeing in the heart chakra, where there was an old pattern or imprint that was residing there that was based on those previous heart chakra related experiences. Now there's these new light codes coming through, and it looks like it's outlining, like it's basically tracing outside of mandala, and then that light is being absorbed into the old pattern programming and changing it. So there is a shift in the heart chakra programming, and it feels like it could be something happening very subtly or very dramatically. It would depend on how you run energy, how you allow energy to work with you, whether you prefer slow and steady or whether you're more drawn to fast dynamic changes. I'm seeing this as the reprogramming that is changing into a new kaleidoscope pattern. And it also looks like stained glass. So I hope these visuals are helping you paint a picture, because this is where the energy is shifting very powerfully at this time. And it feels like it's helping us understand more of what we can attract, create, and build next with these new light codes, with this new energy, with this new kaleidoscope of imprint on your energy field. And it's opening up, again, something new, something different, something more. But there's also this acceptance of what you've been through, of the wisdom gained, of what you've learned. This energy is not erasing that. It's not taking it away. It's not removing That's what makes it different. It's shifting it so that you're working with what you've been through, what has been perhaps really intense, deep, transformative. Now you're working with it, and that's allowing it to change shape into a new expression. And it just looks so beautiful and bright. It's almost as if the small shifts have created a whole new dynamic or combination to work with. And I'm also getting the energy of the Wheel of Fortune, where the wheel is turning. We're moving forward. A new day is dawning. There's new experiences to have. There is this energy that wants us to travel forward with an acceptance of where you've been, but to allow everything you've been through to be something that you use for your best and highest good, that you use it from a place of strength, confidence, wisdom, empowerment, and an understanding that now you're going to make choices or take actions that are in higher alignment with what you want and need now. So I'm feeling this so strongly in the heart chakra, especially the beautiful lime green energies that feel very nourishing. There's a lot of growth here, and that lime green feels very fresh, almost like it's ready for what's new and to burst forward. So you could feel this as a renewal, as a sense of, okay, a new day has dawned or is dawning, and it's time to move forward and really trust what's in my heart now, or trust what I'm drawn to, even if it's very new and very different. Now, I've already done a few podcast episodes for you about the Taurus Lunar Eclipse energies, so I'm not going to go too much into it here, but I do want to, of course, make a point that this energy is significant as it's opening up the Taurus eclipses that we'll be having for the next 18 months. So another year and a half here, and these are going to be a total of 4 Taurus eclipses along with Scorpio eclipses. And this energy is connecting you with what you desire, what you want, what you believe you're worthy of. And it is an expansive energy. So you could certainly feel that. You could feel that in your heart, as I've mentioned, but also in other areas of life that are ready to grow, that are ready to really experience something new and different. Now, right after the eclipse, we're going to have Mercury in Scorpio, square Jupiter in Aquarius, and then sextile Pluto in Capricorn, both at 24 degrees. Mercury is moving fast through Scorpio and will enter Sagittarius on November 24th. So this has been a fast-moving messenger. This is where the energies of Mercury and Scorpio are the detective, the researcher, the investigator, going into something in a deeper way, understanding it more, being very inquisitive to get to the heart of a truth. And so Mercury in Scorpio can take us into our own underworld of fears, of doubts, of uncertainties. It can show us perhaps where these fears began, whether that was even in this lifetime or in another lifetime. Mercury in Scorpio has the desire to understand on a deeper level, and this can show us more of why we're running certain mental scripts or mental programming in various areas of our lives, because it could be that we have been operating based on what another person has told us or how they have influenced us. And this is the case with Scorpio energies, because Scorpio is where energies merge, where they come together, and where we take on, absorb, and digest what is outside of us, and it can be confusing at times. This is where you can realize you've been carrying something that's not even yours. This is where you could say, I've thought I had this fear, but I really don't. I took on this fear because of someone else telling me their stories, and that created a fear in me, but I really don't own this fear. That really isn't mine. So there can be this awareness around what is not yours but for the longest time you thought it was. It could be a very interesting energy trail to follow where you go back in time, you go back earlier in your life or in another lifetime to look at where did this originate or why did this even originate? Because I no longer want to carry it. Instead, I want to transform it. And that is one of the gifts of Scorpio season, where we can look at what we're complete with, what we no longer want operating within ourselves, and how we can transform it into a healthier expression. So as Mercury in Scorpio makes a square to Jupiter and a sextile to Pluto, this is when we can really have some clear understandings around what we want, what we don't want, what feels correct for us, and how we can trust our own instincts. Trust what is really a truth for you, even if it's not what you expected. So there's an energy here of being very mindful of yourself, but also staying aware of what you have taken on mentally that is not for you. So this can help with clear decision making, understanding what you want, and also having some potential mental relief where you can put something down if it's been mentally heavy or weighing on you. Mercury will then move into Sagittarius on November 24th. And the sun is moving into Sagittarius on November 21st. So over 3 days, we have planets moving from Scorpio into Sagittarius. And this is an interesting transition to be aware of. So every astrological sign is very different from the one before it and after it. The astrological signs rotate between masculine, feminine. They rotate between the modalities, which are cardinal signs, fixed signs, mutable signs, and they rotate between the elements, the 4 elements, which are fire, earth, air, water. So every astrological sign is very different. And when the signs move from one sign to the next, we have a shift in expressions that we can feel. So when the signs move from Scorpio, a water sign, a feminine sign, a fixed sign, they move into Sagittarius, fire sign, masculine, mutable, and we start to see the bigger picture because the Scorpio energy takes us into what we're able to change and shift, takes us through a transformation where we see something deeper within ourselves. There can be an understanding of what you've been healing and why. There can be a lot of wisdom accumulated through Scorpio season that connects with your emotional truth, your emotional needs, and what you've experienced through other people. Then in Sagittarius, there's a higher perspective of what it's about, how it applies to your own ideology or worldview, and how it informs and shapes your belief systems. Sagittarius lifts us up. It's designed to be inspirational and motivational, and it's a fire sign that takes action and wants freedom. So now there can be a desire to move the energy even more, and to do something that really supports what you need and where you want to go next. Because that Sagittarius energy is asking you to listen to what is calling to you now that you have an understanding of a deeper truth. Now that you've seen something, you've come into contact with more of yourself, with more of your inner workings. Maybe it's involved some shadow work, some healing work, some emotional work. Now the Sagittarius energy says, let's make this useful so that it supports your growth. How do you want to grow from this? How do you want to move this forward and allow it to shape you in the best possible way? Sagittarius is uplifting and wants us to expand, wants us to have a higher awareness. And this is where you can connect certain energies, patterns, and experiences with your own soul experience, because that Sagittarius energy will take a higher viewpoint. and you can connect some dots and say, this particular experience was so deep and so intense for me that I know it relates to some other lifetimes, something that my soul has experienced in other timelines, other areas of my soul's history. And now I'm going to move it forward. I'm going to grow from this. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to make the most of what I've been through, even when it's been hard, difficult, intense. Now I'm going to use it for my best and highest good. And Sagittarius energy will connect you to these potentials, because that Sagittarius energy is going to connect you with what it means to trust your own wisdom, to trust what is true for you, and to allow that to be something that you integrate and navigate from. Sagittarius learns from experiences. It's based on your life experiences, what you've been through, and how you can use those experiences to define what you believe and what matters to you. Sagittarius is a fire sign that wants to keep exploring, is looking for new roads to take, new places to understand. And there's the energy of a restlessness with Sagittarius. There's the desire for freedom and independence, and there's the need for going your own way, because there's also a higher trust in what you're moving through. So this energy is meant to uplift us after the intensity of Scorpio season. However, one thing that both Scorpio and Sagittarius have in common is the energy of truth. Whereas Scorpio will connect you to a deeper emotional truth, Sagittarius will connect you to a life-governing truth, or your current truth in this energy field. Because safe to say, your personal truth will evolve and shift as you grow and shift, and it changes throughout our lifetime, and it changes based on what is happening in our world. But that Sagittarius energy is helping you understand more of what you need to live a good life and to enjoy all of the variety on this planet, because it is a mutable sign that wants to be able to shapeshift at times, that wants to be able to try something different, try something over here, or go in this direction. That Sagittarius energy doesn't want to be fenced in, and it's looking for the ability to keep roaming and keep moving and to stay flexible. So as we move into Sagittarius season, starting on November 21st at 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time, there could be openings that you're feeling, openings into higher consciousness, what you've been learning, what you've been moving through. There can be the sense of I'm understanding it more if you are open-minded. And that's important to highlight, because the Sagittarius energy in its higher expression can be very open-minded and aware of differences, aware of the variety of differences that we move through and that every person on the planet is embodying, and that we are composed of many belief systems, many different types of cultures, languages, backgrounds, and of course, all the unlimited ways we experience energies on this planet. So the healthy Sagittarius understands the differences, whereas the lower expressions of Sagittarius latch on to judgments, opinions, and right versus wrong, where there is a right way to do something or there's the wrong way. The Sagittarius energy can divide up situations and see it through various lenses, including those of judgment and those of right and wrong. So if we're open-minded and we're not comparing, we're not saying everyone has to be the same cookie cutter, or everyone has to fall in line, or everyone has to be a part of this group in order to be accepted. Those are all the lower expressions of Sagittarius, which we can see in various ways in our world and, of course, through history. This is understanding that part of the Sagittarius gift is the differences is what makes life more interesting? And can we navigate with acceptance and understanding instead of judgment or righteousness? And we'll keep talking about these themes as we move further into Sagittarius season and have these energies working with us more regularly. If you have any fire signs in your natal chart, you might feel energized by these Sagittarius energies as they come in. You might sense a return to your own natural energy and to what you want, what you're ready to go for, and really feeling lit up. And that would influence and affect any planets or points in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So there is going to be more movement and action as we move into Sagittarius energy starting on November 21st. And this could be something that you welcome, that you're ready for, and supports what you're creating in your life at this time. On Monday's podcast episode, I talked about the energies of Venus retrograde in Capricorn, and it's important to note that she is now in her shadow zone for the upcoming retrograde, which begins on December 19th. And the Venus energies are very strong in December and January especially. Because she's in Capricorn, this definitely affects the practical realities of our lives and the choices and decisions we're making right now around finances. You could have a sense that it's better to do any of your holiday shopping earlier rather than later. Of course, we're hearing all about the supply chain issues and what's going on all over the world with this blockage and backload of items that are not being delivered. And it's important to note that although this is real, of course, there are other things happening on the planet that are being hidden from view, other really big issues that are happening that we're not going to hear about through any mainstream media, of course. So just stay conscious, stay alert, stay aware, and stay healthy. Our health will continue to be a priority over the next number of years. And that means something different to every single one of us. What it means to live healthy, to take care of our immune system, to be aware of what our body needs. But this is going to be an ongoing issue. And it's something that we are learning to prioritize if you haven't done so already. So please stay aware of what your body needs at this time, especially through vitamins, supplements, minerals, herbs, anything you use or that you have added into your daily regime to support your physical health. I also have uploaded for you on YouTube a video talking about 7 tips for finding your birth time. If you need help with that, if you've been wondering how you can potentially fine-tune your birth time or track down the right specifics, I hope that video helps you, and I hope it gives you some ideas of what to look into if you're really looking for your exact birth time, which is essential in establishing an accurate natal astrology chart. I will be continuing to release new astrological videos every Friday, and they're in a separate playlist on my YouTube channel called Astrology Workshops. And these are designed to help you understand more of the specifics in your own chart, where the transiting planets are working with you, as well as any other specialty topics that might be of interest at this time. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this is a useful podcast for you every week, where I release new episodes every Monday and Wednesday. And you can always go back, listen again, or catch up to any episodes that maybe you didn't listen to when they were originally released. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and presence. You can find out about my latest astrology programs and courses over at mollymccord.online. Some of them are also below this podcast episode description, including the coupon codes for the discounts on various programs. And don't forget that you can check out all of the major astrology of next year right now in my 2022 Soul Growth Astrology program. It's on sale for only $25, and it gives you the major astrology of the year and is designed for you to look at your natal astrology chart as I talk about the various retrogrades, what the outer planets are are doing, as well as the 4 eclipses. So it's designed to be a program where you follow along with your natal chart and see how the energies are showing up for you, as well as what you can expect in 2022. So please check that out below and know that you can get it for $25 with coupon code 2022. I will see you back here next week for more podcast episodes on Monday and Wednesday. And I wish you a beautiful lunar eclipse on Friday. I hope that it feels supportive, nourishing, and empowering for you, especially as it works with the very powerful Pleiadian star system. So have a beautiful week ahead. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here really soon.